Hey there, my name's David. On this episode of Unusual Foods, I'll be doing a taste test of the White Wonder watermelon. So I have it right here. I'll show you first the actual White Wonder watermelon. So looks kind of like a normal watermelon, but on the inside, look at that. Pretty amazing. Smells like a watermelon. Yeah, so let's give this a shot. So to try to avoid looking like a complete slob, I have a little glass container here with a nice wedge. And yeah, this one's pretty interesting because this has black seeds just like a normal watermelon, where the Orange Angelo watermelon I taste tested had orange seeds. So this one too, just looking at it to see if it's kind of more of got a wild, this one looks like it's, so if you look at where the seeds are here, if there's little swirls in there, then that means it's like really deep on the chain of it being wild. If there's old paintings, they had little swirls on them when back in like 1600s, 1700s, the watermelon weren't developed as much, and so they had these weird little swirls where all the seeds are, and as they became cultivated, all those swirls went away. And also the watermelons became more pink because that same gene is tied to the sweetness gene. So as they made them more sweet, then they become more pink. And so I'm curious about this one because it doesn't really have those swirls all that much. Just that you can see maybe a tiny bit there, and this is white, so I really don't know what this is going to taste like. And the traditional watermelons from the deserts of Africa were pretty mild, not like super mild, but they were a lot more mild than what we have today. So yeah, here it goes. Interesting. This one is actually pretty mild. This is more mild than the orange one. And the traditional wild watermelons were actually a yellowish color. So I'm not sure how this was domesticated to a point where it became white and even less flavorful. It's juicy, the texture is nice. The texture is very much different than the Orange Angelo one. That one had like a very jello tasting texture. It was like you're chewing into a nice jelly on the inside, which it's like fantastic. It's such a nice texture. This one tastes, the texture is very much like a normal watermelon. It's just a lot less sweet. There's a bit of a different note in there, a bit of a different type of sweetness. It's mild, but I can't really put my finger on what that taste is. It's pretty mild, so it's like hard to really describe it, but it doesn't taste exactly like a watermelon. It's kind of got its own thing going on. I would borderline say this White Wonder watermelon is more juicy than a normal watermelon. I mean, it's probably pretty close, but this is like really juicy. I've never had a watermelon like with this much liquid. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. You learned a little bit about this thing, the White Wonder watermelon, and subscribe. Until next one, have a great day.